Hey everyone, just taking a small break from my Zero to Hero series, so today I wanted to show off a little bit of my guilty pleasure game, Darkest Dungeon, The Butcher's Circus. Ever since its release, I still make time for it every now and then, and I was pretty happy about its recent resurgence. I'm finding much more active games, and so I decided I wanted to talk about it a little bit. For those who don't know, the Butcher's Circus is a separate PvP mode in Darkest Dungeon. It's completely optional, but it's optionally fun. So here, I'm going to talk about my team. I call it Norm's Butt, and it's led by, you guessed it, Norm's Butt. The Flage is a beefy frontline with crushed hemlock to give him blight on his bleed skill, racking up tons of damage over time and stress. Houndsmaster's there for the Hound's Harry spam, and as well as other supportive abilities, mostly for stressing and bleeding out your enemies. The Jester is one of, if not the best killer in all of Butcher's Circus, with Finale giving a guaranteed kill if it lands enough lethal damage. Paired with the finisher, his Dirk Stab is very lethal as it gets around guard. And the glue that holds it all together, the Antiquarian. I use this build to heal over time and to be a reliable support on the battlefield. So let's get right into it. My recording started a little late on this one. Standard opener is always with the Jester to increase the accuracy for the rest of the battle. Pretty much the later you do Battle Ballad, the least value you get, so use it right away. I'm expecting another counter here, but he's instead buffing with command. And as you'll see later, he overly uses command. Standard is to just Reign of Sorrows over and over again. I do bleed the Man-at-Arms though is quite the endeavor. Targeting the second member with his punish is a little odd of a choice, with Reign of Sorrows being one of the best moves in the game for the Flag. And as much as I'd love to spam Hound's Harry, I cannot do so with that counter up, so I just rejuvenate instead as a safe bet. My artifact, it heals for 4 rounds and not 3 rounds. Unlucky for me, I don't have counters, so my opponent can spam Hound's Harry all he wants, and he does so. And I have to reluctantly go for the Hound's Rush, but I'm lucky to get a crit. As you can see, he used the command again to just double up on the buff, which is alright, I guess. You might as well have just brought a Jester to do that one time and one time only. Oh, it's time to punish him a little bit more. Just realizing now that the Man-at-Arms has 75% bleed resist, so he's pretty much never going to get bled. I go for the bold choice of thinking I can maybe chip away at the Flage and hopefully get a Finale, so I go with the Vicious Dirk Stab to get him up there and get him into position. Normally I'd use Harvest at least once or twice maybe, and then start moving him up for the Finale damage to rack up, but I can't really do that with the counter going. And he seems to like his punish, so that's fine. Really hoping for some dodges here and there, but I labeled this game luck had nothing to do with it because luck was really not on my side this entire match. Really never been one to rely on luck. Preparation for more Hound's Harries, I decided to heal up yet again. And yes, I am respecting the counter as it is generally a good way to go about doing things. It doesn't have the most damaging items in terms of wanting a parry build, but it is still dangerous nonetheless. Master is on the back foot, so I just take the chance to take as many pop shots as I can. It's going according to plan for the most part, but this counter is kind of making me a little more passive than I'd like to be. On top of that, I'm dealing with him spamming Hound's Harry left, right, and center. But I'm only going to have to deal with it for so long. Rejuvenating Vapors are providing me with quite a lot of sustain. It should just be a matter of time. What I really have to do is just keep targeting the Houndsmaster, and sooner or later he's going to go down. Sure, at this point he has about 20 stack of bleed on him and a little bit of blight too. But my stress is a lot less because I cannot do Hound's Harry. Or I'm refusing to do Hound's Harry, sorry. One time of me casting it would be pretty much the death of my Houndsmaster. My team healed up as much as I could. It's time to kill. Acel is the secret killer of the team. I've often used the finisher with her instead. This time she doesn't need it. I understand this guy's thought process on defending the Flagellant, but for one, he wants to take damage. The Jester's Dirk Stab gets around guard. He's not going to be pulling any nonsense with me around. Like, 2 or 3 Hound's Harries that were uncontested, but still. He's obviously going to reapply his counter, which he needed to do, otherwise he would have dropped it. And we got to be really mindful of that every single time that it's up. There has enough rejuves on him that he'll be fine once I take his turn, but my Houndsmaster is not so lucky, so I gotta lick some wounds. Just rule of thumb, anytime, if you can heal and you're on death's door, heal. No matter what, just heal. Gotta do what you gotta do to stay in the fight. A little worried that the Highwayman could potentially come my Jester. Blank Shot does have a 30% increase. I did get a little lucky one time. We survived. Great. Jester can take his turn, heal up from the rejuvenation. Same problem where I don't really have good targets, so I just unload into the Flage yet again. Nice, but they're kind of unnecessary. This is the 3rd command in 4 turns. Yep. That's Super useful. Scenario, just keep up the rejuves, keep up the pressure, and just let him have it. We can show off some of the Fladge's specialties, where he heals when he's low health at Death's Door specifically, and then he also has Exsanguinate and a couple other abilities that heal himself and allies. How he works in the campaign, obviously. A last-ditch effort to defend my Jester. Realized that the Highwayman had Grapeshot Blast, which targets the first 3 characters. You can probably see where this is going. So I sick Norm's butt on him, because he's the only character that could take the hit. Well, unfortunately, not all heroes were meant to last this fight, and I wasted my turn trying to defend him. Rest in peace, Skinbones. You will be avenged. But first, we gotta do some resolve being tested. So now I'm a little selfish, which will stress me out a little bit more, plus Norm's butt's resolve tested, which he's always Rapture it, just like he is in the regular game. Again, something that doesn't really affect the flag. But now we have ample time to punish the Highwayman, as his counter is no longer up. And yes, if you were wondering, we can finally use Hound's Harry. So by turn 5, he's done command 4 times. This is not a proper use of how to use the Man-at-Arms button. And now with no one to counter her, Aesol can now do her job. AoE damage, with a little bit of blade on the side. It's not much, but the stress might matter. Also just realizing that he doesn't have Reign of Sorrows on his Fladge. Talk about a missed opportunity. Now the moment of truth. Hound's Harry time.
Emotional damage.
Such a savage hit. With over 30 stress now given to the Highwayman, he's gonna crumble. This is where Norm's butt starts to thrive. Tons of damage over time, bleeds, blights, and stress is now adding up. Basically, you're at the point of no return. Now let's see what he does with his last ditch effort. He is probably going to go with a counter. Yep, he is going with a counter, which is good. He'll save some, he'll dish out some last minute damage. Norm's butt can safely exsanguinate, and also giving the team a little bit of an AoE heal too. 60%'s not bad, but I don't know if I'm gonna land it the first try. We're in a relatively safe spot. Let's see how his affliction deals. Oh, he actually refused the redeem heal, and he's gonna go for the solo heal. That's 50% less. That is a tough pill to swallow for sure, because he really could have used the heal there. But let's see how this plays out. Is Aesol gonna get a twofer? Not quite. She was healthy enough that she's okay with dealing with a counter too. And I made sure that she went first so that the Houndsmaster might get the kill and not take the counter. And I don't know why he guarded again, as the Houndsmaster has an AoE, and he knows this. It's all he used, so I just don't understand the point of the guard. He's just using, it's like a guard buffer. You can throw up a counterattack, you can throw out Bellow just to like stress me out and do other things with it. And then he gives up. It was a good fight. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more Butcher Circus content or any other questions regarding Butcher Circus. I'm here to help. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one.